Hey, Joe here with another review for Canada at the Movies. This time we'll be talking about episode 3 of Candy, which is a miniseries on Hulu starring Jessica Biel. And this episode is named Overkill. Uh, so basically, where we left off was that Candy had asked Alan for a dalliance, if you will. Um, and so in order to appease her and clearly himself, he decided that he was going to take this on. Now, in this episode, they did literally draw out the rules. There will be no falling in love, those types of things. You will come to this motel, this sleazy motel in Dallas, and Candy will end up paying cash for the room, and Alan would reimburse her later. Um, Candy would bring lunch so that Alan could eat because it would be during his lunch break. They would take their entire lunch break, basically having sex. Um, so Alan decided that this was something that he wanted to do. Now, when he gets to the hotel room, he is a bit hesitant. He doesn't even knock on the door first. He decides that he's going to walk away. But apparently, that Candy kept pulling him back because before you know it, he had turned right back around and knocked on that door. Candy was in her red lingerie, uh, getting ready, and opened the door for him. And they ended up just eating um, and not doing anything at first. So Alan was like, "So aren't you going to do something?" And Candy was like, "Well, not if you're not going to do something." So Alan made his move, and so the affair started. Now, Candy ended up going to church and sitting next to Alan's wife, and apparently Betty is pregnant, with the baby that we covered in a previous episode. And so Betty was saying that Alan really didn't show her a lot of attention and things of that nature when she was pregnant the last time, and she still hasn't lost her baby weight, so she's a bit insecure. And Candy was like, "Well, it's natural for men, to not really have that much of an appetite when their wife is carrying their baby. But one thing that you can tell Alan is, I love that you see me as the Madonna, but I can be some other things too." And Betty was really like, "Wow, like you're talking to me like this. I haven't had anybody talk to me like this." So Candy, being as extra as she is, decides that since she has the best party house, is going to throw her baby shower. Now she's throwing a baby shower for the wife of the wife of the man she's having an affair with. That is insane. So we can already see peaks and ebbs and flows of Candy being a little crazy. And I mean that in the best way possible. But anyway, so um, Betty tries some things with Alan. Decides, like I've been hormonal this whole time, being in a bad mood. I decided that I'm not going to be like that anymore, and comes out with a some lingerie on herself. And Alan's like, "What are you doing?" Um, and so they have this conversation about um, you know how they she wants to do things with him and continue being sexy for him and things like that, which is understandable. I'm assuming they've been married for a while, so you know I guess things they kind of got used to it, maybe got too comfortable or something. I don't know, but so apparently, I guess because Betty wasn't getting any, she was kind of short with the pastor at the church the very next day in a meeting. I think it was a finance meeting or something that they were having. So it was one of the pastors of the church where she was very short. And so when they walked out, there was a couple that approached her and said, "Hey, we realized that you were, really short with the pastor, and we wanted to let you know that we're doing this program that has really helped us to fall back in love with each other." So, long story short, Betty does go and proposes to Alan. Alan's like, "If that's going to make you happy, let's go do it." So, they end up going to this program. And the program is, sometimes they get these things called love rings, where every once in a while they'll get a call from somebody who's thinking about them, but they'll just ring one time and hang up. So that's a little weird, but thinking about the 1980s, so there was no like text or anything like that. So how else are you to, tell somebody that you're thinking about them without calling them? So apparently, so the goal of this group is to let everything out, air it all out, no secrets, talk about everything. But the one rule is that no matter what is said, the relationship, the marriage will stay together, because the reason why people lie is because of fear. So if you're afraid that your spouse is going to leave you, or if they look at you in a different type of way for being truthful and honest, then you're probably going to lie. So we cut to actually Betty's baby shower, and Candy was paranoid, thinking that Betty knew, but her friend was like, if no woman in her right mind would come to a baby shower knowing that, you know, you're sleeping with her man, like that, she can't know. Um, so Betty's all grateful. Apparently, it was a beautiful party, and they talk about um, this program that they're going through, and Candy gets real cynical, stating things like, "Oh, well, I don't want to be in a marriage where I don't have any privacy. I want my privacy, and I feel like it's better. We have a better time when we're separated and come back together and stuff like that." So when Candy and Alan meet up again, um, I think it's because Alan had canceled two of their sessions, and they were doing pretty well. And Candy had started to get feelings for Alan. And like they said, if you start to catch feelings, it's time to go. But Alan was like, "No, I can't give this up right now. Like, your body is just, I need it." And so when you fast forward to that particular time, they decide to go ahead and end the situation, end their affair, because Alan is like, "Hey, I feel like my marriage is working out. Is actually, starting to get better, and I want to continue that." So so they end up continuing. They dissolve the affair, and so apparently the big plot twist was Alan didn't tell anybody about the affair that he had with Candy. It was an affair that Betty had. I think it was like a one night stand, or maybe two, or something like that, with somebody else before they moved to Texas. Um, so apparently, I guess that made Alan not feel as bad as for what he was doing. Um, so anyway, that was basically it. But at the end of the episode, they shoot back to the day of Betty's death. And when they shoot back to that day, they show the axe sitting, the bloody axe sitting on the side of what looks like an appliance there. So I think that it was a really good episode. There's a lot to pay attention to. These are very long episodes, so definitely take a look at it if you want. And if you have any comments about this episode, let me know down in the comments below. Well, I've been Joe. Please make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe, and I'll check you all later. Take care. Peace.